Evening, folks. I was asked if I could demonstrate how I remove essence and skin of skunk. So I wanted to do a quick tutorial on how I go about it. As you can see here, we have a nice male skunk. Few things that I use aren't absolutely necessary, I guess, but make the job a little bit easier. Utility knife with the hook blade. For making my initial cut. I have a scalpel for removing the sacs and cutting in around the sacs. You can also use a utility knife blade. Skinning knife. I have a 35 millimeter syringe with a 16 gauge needle for extracting the essence, and then you're going to need a jar of some sort to put the essence in. So those are the things you're going to need to get started. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get at it. Okay, you're staring down the barrel one right now. Right here, you're basically going to start your cuts just like you would any other animal that you're case skinning. Your essence sacs are located on either side of the anus, the vent. So basically right here and right here. So if you stay up above the vent, you should be in good shape. So we're gonna make a straight line. We're gonna make a straight cut across there and go ahead and open them up and get started. So hope you guys can see everything I got going on here. Okay. Alright, so if you can see those, don't worry about that. That's just his testicles. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started peeling this skin back away. Of course, I would grab a knife that's not sharp. So we're just going to get started again, working the skin back out around. Okay, now on a skunk, normally on any other critter, on my tail cut, I start at the bottom and work my way up. On a skunk, I prefer to start right below the vent and just come down a few inches. That way, my knife tip, I know that my knife tip's not going to jump up in there and bust one of the sacs. Okay. Now I have my cut to my vent there. Okay, now I'm going to take my utility knife blade and I'm going to start working my way down to that cut. I guess you guys can't really see what I got going on that side, so let's go to this side. Another thing I forgot to mention, gloves are an absolute necessity when dealing with skunks. I don't know if everybody's aware, but they are the #1 carrier for rabies. So always wear gloves when you're dealing with skunks. Really should wear them with any creature or critter, but always wear gloves when dealing with skunks. Okay, now if you see here, hopefully you guys can see this. Right here, this sac, this red pinkish membrane here, this is actually the essence sac. So that's where the gold is located, if you will. That's what I'm after anyway. So I always do this before, prior to skinning. Basically, it eliminates any accidental pressure being applied and basically squirting yourself with skunk piss. So we're just going to keep working our way down around, just trying to loosen all the skin up from around the essence sac. Okay, now I have this side open down around my vent area. I'm going to repeat the same process on this side. Hopefully I'll keep it where you guys can see it. I guess I could be using my scalpel for this. May make my job a little easier. Okay, basically, more or less, I'm in the clear right now. You guys should be able to see the two essence sacs right here. One right here, one right here. So at this point, before I go any further, I go ahead and remove my essence. And then I will remove the sacs to totally eliminate any accidents, I guess, if you will, while skinning. And once you have those removed, you're basically in the clear to skin away. So again, 16 gauge needle. So on either side of the sac, I'll just inject the needle and start drawing the essence out. Should get right around an ounce or so out of this, out of either side probably, or out of any skunk, depending on size really. I stop at this point because I like pure essence. If you keep drawing out of that, you'll draw, I don't really know what it's called, but it looks a lot like cheese. So that right there is all the essence from one side. So I will just transfer it into my jar. And I'll repeat the same process on the other side. This you will get some smell from this. It's not as bad as being sprayed, trust me. So okay, now I don't know if you guys were able to see that or not. See the cheesy stuff floating around in there? I try to stay away from that. Whenever I see that start to come into the syringe, I'll stop removing right then. Okay, so there's the essence from one skunk. Put the needle or cover back on the needle before I get poked here. Alright, go ahead and take my scalpel this time. Now, there is still some essence left in here, so at this point I go ahead and remove the sacs. I try to keep it all intact. Basically, there's a membrane in between the leg muscle and the actual sac itself, so you can see that separate there. Hopefully you guys can see that. Just work your way around till it frees up. Okay, and there we go. Alright, now there's both your sacs, your essence sacs, of course on the other side of the vent. testicles come off with that. So I always save these. These are killer in a dirt hole set, especially for anyone who likes to trap fisher. I would never pass a skunk up. Skunk are killer on fisher. So anyway, that's all I have for you tonight. I wanted to show you how to extract your essence sacs and the essence out of the skunk. So from this point on, it's more or less just like any other regular animal. You're just going to strip your tail and work the skin down the rest of the way out. So hopefully you guys learned something from this, and good luck to you.